back to my desk. I hope you are doing well. I hope you're cozy. I hope that you have your beverages of choice and you're well. You are dealing with the world and its craziness however you can. And it's good to be back and filming a video. Some of you may have seen the short that I uploaded where I was like, big plans, baby, let's go. Then the universe and or God and or God's associates seem to have other plans for me. I got just so incredibly sick for weeks and we're bouncing back now. I think this is probably wood of some kind. There's also wood over here, but it's also my bulletin board, which I gotta not knock over, which would be, okay, I didn't unbalance it. So things happened, life happened, and my body staged a very impressive coup against me, but we're still here. And that's worth celebrating. And, you know, even before all of that happened, I realized that I just had not been working on my sketchbook last semester. I had like some journals and sketchbooks for my printmaking class where, like, you know, we did like our like ideas for our big prints, which before I draw all over this thing, because we're gonna deck out this cover, I do have to show you my favorite print. It's the law. You have to look at my fish. I worked so hard on these and I think I probably put, I want to say like 70 hours of like out of class time just pouring my heart and soul into these fish, carving this linoleum piece by piece, making sure it all lined up. Whew. The most stressful thing I've ever done in my life. Printmaking is no joke, but I'm so proud of my fishies, and I think I do. I have some of my plates from etching still. I'm really proud of this one here. It's a kestrel in the hen house, but I wanted to play with the birds of prey being the chickens and the kestrel escaping, and there's a little tiny kestrel in the window that she's flying to. But anyways, so yeah, I realized that I haven't been sketchbooking, and that made me really sad to realize, like, oh shoot, aren't I like supposed to be the sketchbook guy? What does it mean if I'm not sketching all the time and I'm not always making these journals if that's like my thing? Kind of existential. I was like, wait, don't I love doing that? Why don't I have the energy to do that? And why am I not making the time for that? And I mean, life just kind of happened, and I figure I could sit around and feel like sad about that, or I could just get back into it. So that's what we're doing today, and I am bringing you with me. I did record a little bit of footage of the first time I picked it up in a long time, which was maybe a week ago, where I literally just cut up my old math notes that had some fun colors and a fun doodle that I liked, and then just collaged a bunch of stickers and things on it. So I ripped up the notes and put different doodles and different words from different part of my math notes all over this, and that really broke the spell for me, I think, because I felt like maybe I had to draw something new and grand, and then I was like, no, I just want to put something in here. And that really made me realize, like, right, I feel so cheesy. I feel like a cartoon protagonist, but like, it really is that simple. Like, it does not have to be perfect. So I'm just gonna fill this up with some doodles and then just kind of chat and catch you guys up. You know, pardon my not so glamorous look here. I burned my hand on the radiator in my room, which that thing has been a nightmare. We live in a really old apartment, and it is like always some new adventure of maintenance emergency. I was concussed in late 2024, and part of that was probably because it was kind of a double whammy situation, but part of that was probably because my window in my kitchen was held on by Velcro, like a strip of Velcro. This is like a corgi ghost, I guess. He looks kind of like a slug. He's a little bit scary. I don't know what's going on with him exactly, but we're just gonna keep him here because we're just putting stuff on here. And if we don't like it, we can cover him up. We have infinite power. So I'm gonna write on here. It's gonna say infinite power. yeah, so I was hit on the head by my window. And then at my cousin's wedding, I was in a cabin, and I was in the, you know, like how cabins have like those like the little triangle rooms at the top. Well, I was over here, and you know what I did? I stood up really fast, and then I was like, I could feel every check engine light in my body turn on. So that was exciting. Infinite power. This is so ugly, but I'm having so much fun right now, so we're just gonna keep going. But I don't even know. We've had so many things happen in here. Yeah, my radiator, I was gone for a week because I was really sick, so I went to my parents' house because I was like, I don't think I can like cook myself food right now. And she had picked me up from, I was supposed to go see my friends over on the East Coast, and then I just kept getting sicker, and I was like, I gotta go home. So my mom picked me up from a Burger King halfway through the state and brought me back to their house, God bless her. But I was like, I got home and I came into my room and it was humid. Like somebody had been taking a shower in here. And I was like, what happened? And turns out my radiator, it was like a faucet, just gushing boiling water from the little thing that you like turn it on with. So got that fixed, which is exciting. Because it was like a day before my birthday, and so I had to like try and get everything together before I had somebody come over to sleep over for my birthday. Insane. Which I am 24 now. Very exciting. Very, very big moves. Where are my January girlies at? You already know. I don't know what this thing is. This is really haunted. This is a really haunted little doodle page. I'm probably gonna cover most of this up, but the idea is that I want to get back into just doodling in this thing again, you know, and just, I keep a journal still, which I'm pretty proud of the fact that I've kept a journal pretty reliably, but I haven't been doing my little sketchbooks, and I miss that. I miss my little time capsule of my life, and, you know, things I find and things that I think are interesting and things I want to draw. So we're bringing it back. 2025, year of the sketchbook, and also year of the comic. I think I really have been like just chewing hard on some ideas. I've been posting a little bit about them on Blue Sky, where you should follow me because it's very fun. It's like if Twitter wasn't evil. And I've been really floored with people like really enjoying seeing my little characters, so that's been very fun. If you ever have questions or anything on there, you want me to talk about my little guys, please, I am begging. But yeah, I don't know, I'm feeling a lot more inspired at the beginning of this year after everything that happened last semester and after my crazy little series of health crises. I want to make stuff. I really do, and I want to share it, and want to keep reaching out and posting stuff and making doodles on my sketchbooks. So that's my spiel. That's where we're at today. I do. Sorry for doing the influencer tab. My brother one time pointed that out, maybe when we were in high school. He was like, what is with you? Like always like, because when I'm like happy or excited, I just do this like all the time, which is like terrible because I have some friends who like that's like a sensory trigger for them. But like whenever I'm excited, I'm just doing my little tippy taps, which maybe is why I like Seal so much, because they do that too, and I get it. I literally get them. One thing that I've always been amazed by is the power of a white outline or an outline of any kind. Like when I tell you that, like when I was like 14, maybe younger, and I like first saw somebody like outline something with like a white pen, brain full reset. I was like, hold on, this is everything to me. And see, I'm not even being precise, but I love how it looks so much. And I mean, even if you look at my digital art, I always go like, you know what this needs? You know what this needs? It needs a little outline. It needs a little bit of jelly roll situation. And I will live and die on this hill. I think it helps so much. Oh my gosh. You know, maybe I'll make a separate video for this because I know people have been talking about maybe wanting to see my like art supply stash, which, can I just say something? Like, moving made me do a serious reality check about how easy it is to like accumulate too much stuff. I still have a solid amount of my art supplies like not moved into my apartment still because like I just don't know where to put all that stuff in such a small space, and I can't put shelves up because I have plaster walls. And it got me thinking about like, you know, I watch a lot of, I don't know when this started, but I started getting into like that like overconsumption, like anti-haul kind of content, you know? And I never really thought of myself as being somebody who could ever be like into like over-consuming stuff because I don't really spend all my money on, I don't buy a lot of clothes or like a lot of makeup or anything. Occasionally, you know, if I want something nice. But it kind of hit me like, no, art is absolutely not immune. That's scary. That's a frightening little guy. He's like a capybara maybe, but he looks like maybe he smoked something. Like a lot of it. That's okay. He's allowed. But I realized like, no, like the art community absolutely can be a huge like source of overconsumption. I feel like, you know, especially because there's a lot of pressure to get certain things or like to have certain supplies or certain techniques, and you know, a lot of it is like you finish using it and then that's it and you throw it away, and that kind of like, that feels so obvious, but I kind of didn't think about it because it always feels so productive because I'm using it to make things. And I do stand by that in some ways. Like, I'm not gonna just stop buying the supplies I need, but it also really made me think about like how I want to use what I have already and not buy just to buy. Because I feel like with hobbies or with, you know, like jobs and like when it's a skill that you're learning, this is not going well. Hold on. I'm being imprecise. It's like, it's really easy to justify buying a lot of something, and it's not that buying is inherently bad or immoral, but I feel like there's ways to be more responsible. There's ways to be, you know, I think responsible is the word for it. And I definitely am trying this year to be a lot more mindful of my spending, and also like, I want to use what I have. Like, I really truly, besides things I'm gonna need for like my actual classes, I don't think that there's anything I could want to make, especially in my sketchbooks, that I don't already have. As fun as it is to rummage through things of like scrapbook materials and like interesting new little pens and things, I don't think that this year I need to buy any of that. I want to focus more on the making instead of the having. So here's my first draft of my sketchbook. It's goofy and I love it. This is my book of infinite power. And I'll show you what I have in here so far because I feel like you deserve to see exactly where we're at. I consider this the start of my sketchbook because I touched this maybe like a few times, like a year ago or something, maybe, no, half a year ago, and just haven't been messing with it since. So I had covered up some of these pages I didn't like very much with some printer paper and a calendar page. And then here's my math notes. Here I've got a random health sheet that I got from my doctor or my therapist forever ago. Didn't draw this sticker, but I like it, and I kind of wanted to do something with that. I've got some watercolor paper up here that I had like a red-winged blackbird on, but it looked kind of ugly, so he's been erased. And then I've got part of a wizard down here. This is a blank page. Yeah, I'm not attached to really any of these pages, and that's pretty much all that's in here. So we've got some material to work with. I think I like these together, so we're gonna put these together and go from there. I'll work on a couple pages here and then we're gonna call it a night because I have class in the morning. I'm starting a higher level animation course tomorrow, which I'm very excited about. I used to really want to be an animator. That was one of my aspirations. First it was chef, I think, or marine biologist, because chef because Ratatouille, marine biologist because seal. And then it was animator because I really love cartoons, and I still do. I still love like the art of animation. I used to really want to be like maybe a storyboard artist, which I still toy with sometimes, but I kind of dropped that for a while. So it's been exciting that I just kind of fell into this little path that I'm going down with digital art at my current school, and I got recommended into this really neat little animation course. So I am excited to see where this takes me. I'm very excited, even just to learn the skill, because I think it's just so fun. Let's see, what materials do I have that I can actually work on right now? This is a wild turkey I saw in a graveyard, which was very cool. Do some watercoloring. Here is my little paintbrush. Some of this silvery watercolor. It's just kind of been sitting around. To this ink and see what it does, because I feel like you can tell I was using a pen that was dying, and it's a little bit distracting to me, so let's see how this behaves. Maybe steal some of the ink from these darker parts. Oh yeah, I like that. I think that fits with this biblically accurate cat. That stuff always scared me so much as a kid. Like when I would be reading my little Bible, the angels terrified me. I did not rock with that angel, or really any of them. They were all quite frightening to me. I was very happy when this became like a meme, because I was like, okay, so it wasn't just me. You guys were freaked out by that too. Good to know. Like, bro, that thing has too many heads. Like, less immediately. This is definitely inspired by that like fortune teller cat in Animal Crossing. Which I feel like is kind of a questionable character, but it's okay. This cat is just a cat. Alright. I like that. I like the sparkles on there. Not perfect, but it's something. Okay, I think I'm gonna put a deer on this page, because I want to draw one, and I feel like using my watercolors. I'm pretty sure my travel watercolor thing is, besides this little tiny guy, is packed up somewhere still, because I can't find it, which is a shame, because those are my favorite ones, but I will find them eventually. I have some tube ones in the meantime that'll work fine. You can really see that black thing behind her still, but that's okay. I'm also taking a sculpture class this semester, which I am very nervous about, but also very excited about. I have done ceramics, as you know, but I have never done sculpture. And so I'm gonna be doing woodworking for basically the first time in my life. Which is intimidating, but thankfully they have, it seems like a really good like safety protocol, and like, you know, you can't just be in there alone, because that would terrify me. You know, I've always wanted to learn how to do that kind of thing, but I feel like I was never really taught. You know, my school never had like wood shop or anything in it. We didn't even have an art class, actually. So it should be an adventure for sure. What color palette is she going to use? Is it blue and yellow or blue and yellow? Cast your votes now. All right, let me water this down a tiny bit. Can you see this? Okay, you can see that. I'm just using the underside of a little container.
You know, I was sad because in order to take the higher level animation course I'm going into, I did have to drop a watercolor class, which made me very sad. It felt like something about it felt like a moral decision. I was like, oh God, I'm picking. It's video killed the radio star, bro. I'm picking the newfangled technology over traditional media, and then I realized that was kind of silly, but it did make me sad because I know I find watercolor just so relaxing, but I already feel pretty comfortable with it, and I feel like there's also some opportunities with the animation course to do some pretty cool things, like maybe even go abroad that I couldn't pass up, especially since I got recommended to the class. I was like, okay. So hopefully I get to take watercolor another day. If not, I'll take some class at a library or something. Shout out to the library. For a while, I didn't have internet here at my new apartment because I was trying to figure out all of the other expenses, and I was like, I live close to a library that I could walk there, so I was just taking all my schoolwork and trudging to the library every day, which was fun until it got cold. But just shout out to the library. I love how many random things are always going on. Like one time I went to do my homework and there was just straight up like people playing orchestral music in the library. Like just people just doing little tiny performances and little sets, just chilling out. I was like, this is crazy. Which was very relaxing until somebody did like an entire like, it sounded like a horror movie score. Which, don't get me wrong, they were good, but it was kind of hard to like read and write while it sounded like there was a bear chasing me. But it was cool though. I'm always really impressed by musicians. I've never really learned how to play an instrument, which is something that if I could, I would learn how to play the accordion. I really like accordions. Something about them. I'm just like especially like those cool old shaped ones that are like kind of like an octagon or like a hexagon shape, and like they have like the cool patterns on them, and they remind me of like, I don't know, they just have such a nice sound to them, to me anyways. I feel like I could be like a little old lady on my little porch playing my little accordion, you know? That speaks to me. That's the life I think I'm built for. But who knows? Who knows? That almost looks like trees in the background. I kind of like that. Hold on, let's lean into that. Once we get this kind of filled in a little bit. Some kind of building at night, I guess. It's supposed to be like glowing. Yeah. I feel like watercolor is such a relaxing medium. Something about like working with, you know, in the same way that like ceramics is really nice because you're working with like the dirt and stuff. Something about working with water is just very soothing. I cannot wait to get my hands on clay again. I didn't realize that sculpture was gonna be like very ceramics heavy, and it just made my day. She showed me like where their big bucket of clay is, and I was like, oh, I missed this. Just going in and grabbing a big hunk of dirt. Okay, I made that worse. I for sure made that worse. Hold on. Let's regroup. I'm getting too lost in the sauce thinking about how much I love playing with dirt. But yeah, I'm quite excited about that. If you guys are doing some cool stuff with your art, or if you're taking any cool classes, or if you're just interested in those things, please let me know. I love to chat about that. I do think it's really fun having friends in different majors or friends who do different types of mediums of art. One of my best friends is like a computer science major, and like just comparing our homework has been so much fun because it's like, bro, like what do you mean? Like we both stared at each other like, how do you do this? Which is like the mutual respect of like, bro, I can't even imagine. Just my brain does not even that my brain couldn't operate that way, but that's not what I put my skill points into. So coding seems kind of like witchcraft to me. I took a very basic coding class once, and then the rest I taught myself just like basic HTML for Neopets purposes when I was a child, and that's about all I know. That coding class I took, it was like one of those college credit plus classes you can take in high school. It was a nightmare. Something about looking at like physical book for a digital class is like mind-numbing. Like I'm looking at like printed pictures of like screenshots and I'm just like, why did we kill trees for this, bro? That feels mean. I was just talking to somebody about that. Like it just feels cruel. Alright. And honestly, who's buying textbooks in this day and age? Like, we can find those online, babe. We can find those online for free. We don't have to live like this anymore. There's my little deer. In front of her little store. Don't think it's her store. I think it's somebody else's store and she's just visiting the premises. I think we need a little more green to kind of differentiate. And this is the foreground. And also we need to maybe get rid of some of that. Could do another coat down there, I think. I'll probably add more to this later. Okay, it's oversaturated, so I'm gonna let that dry before I continue. Which probably means this is probably a good place for me to stop. Let me add a couple more things I wanted to add to this before I call it quits. Where is my, there it is. I feel like I should make all of these live, that way like you guys can be like my Dora the Explorer, like, do you see the paintbrush? Because God knows I don't see the paintbrush. I don't know where that thing is. Oh, let me let you, I keep forgetting to let you see it. I'm hogging the pretty paint, which is a shame because it's so fun to mix. I love how opaque this stuff is. I don't know where this is from, I'm sorry, it was a gift. But just look up glitter watercolor and I'm sure there's a million types of it. In my head, I kind of imagine this to be like a little blue orb, but I'm digging the yellow. It's tying everything together, I think. My radiator's trying to make noises again. This is not your time, babe. Whoa, okay, hold on. Big old eye. Start. She says as she continues to add more to it. I need to go to bed. I have to go to bed. Okay. Okay. All right. Well, this was kind of a very silly, chill video. We didn't get a lot of big grand art done, but we did get started, and that makes me feel really happy. Thank you for being here. Thank you for showing up and hanging out with me. I hope that you had fun watching me waffle around and get back into this hobby that I love. And I will see you hopefully soon. I'm gonna work on getting my animation optimized for posting now that I'm not in medical limbo. And I will see you soon. All right. Stay safe, stay warm if it's cold where you are, or if you're near the fires, I hope that you are staying safe and that your family and everyone you know is well, and just everyone all around, I hope you are well. And I will see you soon. Okay, take care. Bye-bye. Thank you. I'm just gonna